Sofa set 1 seated. Check the floor lock mounting pins. 0 movement on the furniture required.
Hey everyone! What if I told you that right behind me, we're building a billion-dollar dream? Not just a boat, but a masterpiece.
Watch your clearance on the right. Solid copy, moving ahead slowly. All clear below. Bring the plate alignment to 0, 0. Check gap tolerance before we tack.
X-ray confirms full penetration. 0 porosity detected. Keel integrity verified at 100%.
Rib 14 is seated. Hit the upper rail first. Engage the bolt gun to 300 foot-pounds. Ready for weld prep.
Bow section is clear. Verify all transport couplings are secure. No damage to the leading edge curve. Mid-hole 2B clear for final transfer. Maintain ground speed 1 meter per minute. Clear the assembly corridor.
Run the 4.8 is aligned. Run the overhead pass off first. Clear the upper corners. We need 0 residue left on this steel. Ready for epoxy team in 10 minutes.
Tunnel centerline confirmed to 0, 0 tolerance. Maintain a continuous bead on the lower pass.
The primary steel backbone is complete. 200 feet of flawless, high-tensile steel is ready.
Engine room left is stable. Maintain vertical hold. Clear the lower deck for acoustic insulation team.
Check all mount points for compression integrity. We must ensure 0 structural coupling.
Motor aligned. Final seating confirmed. Check coupling gap tolerance before locking the base.
Maintain slow, steady pressure. Ensure the shaft coupling flange clears the bearing mount without contact. 0 scraping.
Run-out reading is 0.05 inches. Perfect alignment. Lock the coupling bolts down.
Cut sequence 80% complete. Maintain coolant flow. We need a perfectly smooth bore.
Lower the drive unit. Clear the lower flange for final seating. Hold pressure.
Maintain 100% surface coverage. Check the lowest corners. This seal is non-negotiable for environmental standards.
Orbital weld completion at 95%. Checking internal scan for uniform fusion. Exhaust integrity must be absolute.
Housing alignment verified. Weld the full structural weld. 0 stress point at the hull joint.
Actuator seating confirmed. Check bearing alignment to the fin pocket. 0 binding allowed on this joint.
Stern section contact achieved. Hold pressure. Alignment confirmed green across all axes.
Propeller seated. Engage hydraulic nut tool. Torque to spec. Final lock, check nominal.
Secured. Check lateral alignment to 0. Prepare for rudder actuator connection.
Weld the entry point. Ensure watertight seal is absolute.
Rudder seating verified. Secure all locking points.
Maintain an even coat. Overlap the passes by 50%. Full thickness required before final cure.
Thermal profile nominal across the joint. No heat anomalies detected. The steel structure is sound and sealed. The steel backbone is complete.
But a yacht of this caliber must be light and fast.
Solvent swipe is critical. Zero contamination on the surface before TIG welding. We must maintain a perfect molecular bond.
Hold the bend at 18 degrees, 30 minutes.
We need a perfect radius for the glass inserts.
Maintaining perfect heat control. We need absolute zero porosity on this alloy. The aesthetics start now.
Deck base clear of the jig. Lift tension nominal. Proceeding with slow descent over the steel flange.
Panel seated. Check the weld gap tolerance on the perimeter. We need perfect flatness across this entire surface. Adjacent areas. Platform Gamma 3 is stable. Lock all brace pins. Welding team moves in now for the sealing pass. Module drop confirmed, zero impact. Begin final bolt sequence on the isolation points. We need absolute sound separation from the adjacent areas.
Hold steady on the vacuum. Slowly slide it down to the flange line. We need zero pressure on the window aperture.
Deck level on the forward strut. We need absolute zero deformation here for the anti-glare glass installation.
Final pass on the windlass base. Maintain max filler rod density.
Touch the bottom edge clearance. Zero contact on the aluminum frame. Sealant pressure nominal. Zero voids in the bead. We need absolute protection against high-speed water pressure.
Window seated. Check the vertical gasket compression. We need zero distortion and perfect water seal.
Shaft section clear. Run the vertical pass. We need the stainless steel joint to be flawless for internal service flow.
Stair frame contact. Secure the lower deck bolts first. We need this frame plumb and square before final deck welding.
Plate section Delta 5 seated. Begin synchronized screw sequence. 2 workers on the center line.
Vertical seam run complete. Scan parameters confirm full penetration.
Superstructure exterior is fully sealed.
Hydraulic coupling secure. Begin low pressure cycle test on the line. We need zero bleed on the steering system.
Fin seated. Install all flange bolts. We need absolute rigid lock before we cycle the hydraulics.
Torque verification at maximum. The black composite must compress to spec. This is the last link in the anti-vibration chain. Heave on my mark. Steady pull on the forward end. We need a clean, continuous run on this conduit. Overhead grid is set. Secure all clamps to spec. We need full coverage on the fuel manifolds.
The massive structure is complete. We've sealed the engine room and installed the glass. But a yacht of this caliber is defined by what happens next.
We need this stateroom fully isolated.
Begin final bolt sequence immediately.
We need the final connections clear for the plumbing team. Engine 1 fitted.
Run the duct tight to the cable tray. Secure the industrial grade clamps every meter. Zero compression on the flexible trunk.
Fusion complete on the main line. Check the joint for any thermal deformation. We need absolute sterility for the drinking water supply. Tank secured. Check hose clamp tension on the main line. We need absolute vacuum integrity on this system. Cable pull steady. Maintain minimum bend radius. We need absolute clarity on the primary data line. Rack 4 secured. Check vertical alignment to 0. We need absolute rigidity to prevent shock damage to the circuit boards.
Camera housing secured. Check the rotational axis freedom. Final seal around the perimeter.
Check the deck mounts. Final bolt sequence starting on the port side now. Down to the cushion. Slow as possible speed. Ensure zero vertical impact. This is irreplaceable. Slowly. We need the edges to be flush with the mounting bracket.
Panel 1 set. Check the vertical seam alignment. Zero visible gap between panels is mandatory.
Door seated in the hinge. Check the locking mechanism alignment. We need absolute zero sound leakage when this door is closed. Sauna module sealed. Connect the high amp electrical line. Need to test the heating element for immediate function.
Frame secured. Check verticality on the laser level. 0 lean allowed. And this frame holds thousands of pounds of water.
Analog line 4 clear. 0 contact with AC power conduit. Signal integrity is paramount for the owner's sound system.
Countertop 1 secured. Verify the leveling.
Start the electrical conduit connections to the deep fryer unit.
Bench unit 3 secured. Check the floor weld points for the table base. We need solid anchoring here.
Canister 3 secured. Check the hydrostatic release lever. We need absolute reliable operation for rapid deployment. Rib set 6A aligned. Check the vertical tolerance. We need absolute 0 deformation on this alloy.
Chandelier seated. Secure all internal bolts to spec. 0 wobble allowed, even at high volume.
The wood is paneled, the marble is laid, and the electronics are wired. We have transformed a bare aluminum shell into a watertight seal.
Hull transfer complete. Seal the main airlock door. Begin environmental stabilization. Section Delta 9 clear. Mark the 2 o'clock position for a 2000 grit sand block. We need absolute perfection before the final gloss.
Yacht clear of paint hanger. Final docking achieved. Confirm hull seated on all industrial red blocks. Commence main gate seal sequence.
Water equalized. Main gate opening. Yacht is free floating. Engage tug lines now. Main bus energized. Main power online. Electric motors responding to internal power.
Bow thruster engaged. 5% power to port. Checking blade vibration and current draw.
Passive array online. Filtering ambient harbor noise. Signal clarity is perfect, sir. All hydrophones checked.
Switching to pure electric propulsion. Check the engine room ambient noise. Maintain silent running protocol.
Confirmed. Acoustic isolation is nominal. Silent running achieved.
Controlled flood. Flooding main ballast. Maintain flow, controlled rate.
Checking trim now. Ballast flow stabilized.
Course deviation is 0-0. Radar sweep nominal. Electronic systems are fully stable.
Water toy 1 launched. Hydraulic platform clear. All clear.
Final rinse complete. Towel dry all the chrome fittings.
We need the entire vessel sparkling before we raise anchor.
From raw steel to this silent, mirror-finished vessel, the ultimate achievement of next-generation manufacturing.
If you want to see more engineering on an impossible scale, subscribe to NextGen Assembly now.